So what are you? Man or Superman?
I haven't figured it out yet.
These videos are not for children. If you are a children, then piss off.
Hey there, I'm Infuso, and in the past on this channel, I've mentioned some pretty disappointing series finales. There was the How I Met Your Mother disaster, the 2.5 Men letdown, and there was the That 70s Show. Alright, whatever, I guess, let's just move on. And today, I'm here to contribute to that list with Smallville. Now, let me make this clear. I love this show, and I definitely do intend on talking about it in more detail here on this channel. But if I'm being honest here, and this is just my personal view, I know not everybody agrees with this, you'll let me know in the comments section. I remember the How I Met Your Mother fiasco. But in my opinion, Smallville has to be one of the most disappointing closes to a show that I've ever seen. Now, a lot of Smallville fans will tell you themselves that the show was on a decline since season 4 or 5. And I guess I somewhat agree with that notion, because as the years went on, it seemed like the show was desperately trying to recreate or recapture moments from the comic books. And I did find myself enjoying it less and less with the passing of time. But even in the later seasons of Smallville, I think there's still some good there. The show could still be very entertaining, but I just don't think it could really compare to the earlier years. Because it seemed like with each passing season, they became more and more removed from the reality they once established. But that finale was basically the show's writers coming out of the TV screen and saying, everything you've previously seen, it means nothing. And let me explain why. This series finale suffered from the same issues I have with the ending to the Star Wars prequel series. They felt they needed to end it setting up what we already knew. And yeah, that does sound somewhat understandable, until you realize that there's like 2 decades between the prequels and the original trilogy. So plenty could have happened in that time. It's like their universe just went into sleep mode for 2 decades. Here it's even worse because they try to tie everything into what viewers already knew about Superman. Tessa Mercer isn't a character from the comics. Quick, gotta kill her off. Lionel Luthor was never referenced in the comic books. Quick, gotta kill him off. Everyone knows Clark and Lois are together. Guess we gotta get him married. Lex isn't supposed to know Superman's secret identity, but he does in the show, so what do? Oh, I got it. Let's just wipe his memory, meaning every bit of character development we've seen over the last 10 years means absolute jack shit. Hell, fuck it. You know what? I say you should have taken it one step further. If you're gonna wipe his memory, just have Clark tongue him down like he did to Lois Lane in Superman 2. Screw it, why not? Let's just do it. Let's go for broke. Who cares? It's the end of the show anyway. We don't need these people to come back. This whole thing just leads me to a lot of questions. Like, one, doesn't this undo most of, if not all of his character development we've gotten for the last 10 years? We've broken down the relationship between Clark and Lex, so they might as well just be complete strangers now. Why did I waste 10 years of my life watching this? I've also read the comic book series, or at least some of it, that followed this. He knows some things in the comics, but I'm so confused. The whole thing is confusing. In the comics, he becomes president. So what? You mean to tell me some, overly privileged rich dude who has a terrible memory, maybe early dementia for all you know, just came into running the whole country? Oh, actually, in hindsight, I think that's a lot more believable than when I first wrote it down. Anyway, my question is, who is this for? Like, really? Listen, if you would have done this around season 5 or maybe season 6, I don't think it would have been anywhere near as bad. But this late in the show? You've kind of already gone beyond telling the story of Clark's younger years, and you've officially created your own unique take on the Superman mythos. Let's recap here so you understand what I'm trying to say. Lex Luthor knows Superman's secret, and they have a long past history with each other. Clark has already met, befriended, and fought Brainiac. Hell, he even met Brainiac 5 already. Jimmy Olsen already lived and died. Clark already met and fell in love with Lois. Hell, he even fought and beat Doomsday. That's Doomsday, who only shows up in the comic books long after Superman has been proclaimed a hero of Metropolis, if not just Earth's greatest protector. This just resorts to bringing everything back to the way it is in the comics, and it's completely unnecessary. This didn't need to try to fit in with any other Superman lore. It had gone past that. It had created its own. Smallville exists as its own thing. And if that wasn't enough, and it should be, I got more to say. Because I haven't even talked about one of the biggest sins in all of Superman history. At no point whatsoever does Clark put on the Superman suit. Despite this being a Superman show, Superman is never officially shown. Now, it's my understanding that Tom Welling, the actor who portrayed Clark in the series, was a bit superstitious when it came to the Superman curse, and didn't want to put his name on that list. But in my estimation, you did that the second you signed up for the show. You're bound to come up in conversations about who is the best Superman. Trust me, I know! I've done it on this channel!
Me, I just think the guy was a perfect Superman, in all ways, shapes, and forms. What I always loved about Tom Welling as Superman is that, you're seeing him you're seeing the person who's going to become Superman develop. You could totally see this guy going on to become this hero that people idolize and praised. He came across as a really selfless human being. I think that it's a real shame that he never wore the goddamn suit.
So what if you didn't wear the cape? You still played the part! Some say that Welling felt wearing the suit would damage his career. So, how'd that work out for you, Tommy boy? Good? Did it work out good? You got a fucking flourishing career? How many movies you been in? Because by my own recollection, you had this role, and you're rolling Lucifer about 10 years later. No one gave a shit about The Fog. I kid, of course. I mean, I'm angry, but I'm joking. Personally, I think this was a mistake. The entire series, a full decade, was building up to him becoming Superman, and he just never put on the suit. Obviously, with this series being a prelude to Clark's time as Superman, a compromise had to be made. So instead, they CGI'd Brandon Routh's Superman suit onto Tom Welling for all of 2 scenes, neither of which gave us a really good look at him in them. Oh, good! That's great! No, I'm so glad I wasted 10 years of my life watching this. You know, I started watching as a boy, I'm a man now, and no, it's fine, it's okay, time well spent. Who cares that I can't ever get it back? It's all good, I did the right thing. That's just what I waited for, a full decade of my life waiting for Clark Kent to wear a CGI suit like he was cast in the next live-action Green Lantern movie from 60 yards away. Brilliant! Well worth the wait. Time well spent. You know, I only grew from a boy to a man while watching the show. It's no big deal, I'm not mad. Who's mad? You're mad. I'm tired of this bullshit. There's a couple other things I'd like to nitpick about the 2-part finale. I want to say I find it really odd that the finale opens up with Chloe reading a Smallville comic to her child. It just makes me think, did Clark sell the rights to his real-life story? Is he really comfortable sharing with the world that aliens exist and he's one of them? Or is this just Warner Brothers trying to promote their Smallville sequel comic book series? Is that the goal here? Because you got me. What I find even more odd than all of this, though, is having to watch Allison Mack in anything, knowing about some of her extracurricular activities, let's call them. It's just deeply unsettling. Looking back, would I say Smallville had the worst series finale? No, far from it. But it's hard not to at least feel a little bit disappointed. It wasn't bad per se, but it was just maybe a little bit underwhelming. To me, at least. And if I'm being honest with you, I was sort of looking forward to seeing the Smallville universe's version of Darkseid. And he just never showed up. So that was kind of a bummer. But I mean, I guess it only makes sense because I didn't get Superman in the Superman prequel series, so why on earth would I get Darkseid? And in that way, I guess it's perfect. While I definitely do have my own issues with the way the show chose to wrap things up, I still think it's probably my favorite Superman-related series. And the ending itself isn't entirely unwatchable, which is more than I can say for my own videos, so there is that. Take my opinion for what it's worth. Absolutely nothing. But look, if there's anything at all that you take away from this video, let it be that the show Smallville ended giving Lex Luthor Spider-Man 3 amnesia.
I'm the Clown Prince of Crime, and that was the Prince of Personality, the Infuso. Or so he says. So if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow the man on Twitter, because it's not stalking if it's on the internet after all. Join the fun by joining the Discord. If for some strange reason you want to show support, and I don't know why you would, and if you have $1 to spare, head over to the SIJW's Patreon, where you can request videos, get exclusive content, and early access to scheduled videos. Or head to his PayPal, where you can buy the shirts. Oh, aren't those lovely? And just remember, if you're not tuning in, you're missing out. Yeah.